All right, welcome everyone to the first segment of Love My Provider TV. We're so excited to be part of Autism Live. We are a new segment that every week is going to highlight new providers from the Love My Provider database. For those of you who are new to Love My Provider, go check us out. We're at www.lovemyprovider.com, and we have one of the largest database of special needs providers across the United States. Today we have with us Lee Chernotsky, who is the Chief Empowerment Officer of ROSIES. And I won't do it justice, so I'll turn it over to Lee to tell us a little bit about what ROSIES is.
Thank you, Sarah. ROSIES is actually an acronym, stands for Removing Obstacles, Supporting Innovation, Empowerment, and Sustainability. And we're a startup nonprofit that actually, as the founder, named after my grandmother, who was an incredible source of inspiration for me dealing with my own learning challenges growing up, and so many others. And I wanted to find a way to honor her and at the same time really create something that was not just meaningful, but sustainable for the community that I've spent pretty much my entire career working in. And it's just, it's a joy to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
Of course, we're happy to have you.
Thanks.
So ROSIES, like you said, it stands for it's a long acronym that I'm not going to remember. But really what I wanted to talk about today is that we have so many services that are available to children with special needs who are growing up. And we rarely hear about these really empowering services that do things for these individuals once they reach 18 and hopefully are able to kind of integrate and be self-sustaining. So ROSIES is a nonprofit that works with adults, if I'm correct.
Yes. No,
so tell us what you guys do. How do you manage your program, and what do you offer?
Okay, thank you. Really, our goal is to answer the question, what happens next? Our mission, and I want to do that justice, and so it's one of the accommodations that I always make is a note just to make sure that I don't forget things. And so we like to say that ROSIES promotes empowerment and independence in people with disabilities by creating sustainable training and employment opportunities. And that can mean a lot of different things to a lot of different people, and what we really wanted to do was make sure that everyone knows what's up. And parents and families, siblings and communities can have an answer to the question, what happens when those kind of supports from the school systems are not there anymore? What happens when I'm not here to take care of the young adult in my life who's not so young anymore? And some of those things that have been going on, some people might find not as cute anymore or whatever it is. And it's just being real and being fully transparent and saying, this is the situation and how can we work together to come up with not just accommodations, but opportunities that are driven by individuals and families and passionate members of different communities who are looking to be a part of something collaborative. And so in the beginning, when we first started, we were like, we're just going to launch something really exciting and get a venture off the ground. And like any startup, and the idea of making kind of the startup culture more accessible for people, we found that to do it the right way, we really had to make sure that every single member of our team, or as we like to say, part of our crew, had the right tools and support to be successful in the long term. Not just a one-off and then we're just not there anymore. So really that kind of continued support, what that might look like. And so I was lucky enough to partner with two incredible educators, with Sonia and Robin, our two crew chiefs. When we say crew, if you go through our crew training program and you're part of our crew, because every nonprofit has to have at least two acronyms, you're part of our crew, you're a collaborative, respected, and empowered worker. And our main focus as we've gotten started, and what will be as we continue, is providing those opportunities. Sonia and Robin have developed an incredible training program that is divided into about 20 courses that everyone goes through, and when you're done, you become a member of our crew and go into apprenticeship opportunities with strategic community partners, like one that I'm very excited to announce today, and really getting going on really being focused on the soft skills that are necessary to navigate the social scene in any professional environment. But really what we found, we launched in January. We moved into the Culver City Arts District in a small little retail storefront that it was really important to us to have that big window so people could see what's going on. the training that we provide is not behind a brick building. It's the idea is really letting the community know this is what we're doing, and we'd love for you to join us and be a part of it. And so it's a joy. I mean, every day I get to go and work with incredible people who teach me something new every day, and I just hope that everyone who's involved with us is getting a fraction of what we're getting as well out of it. So,
yeah, and I've actually been to this space, and you're absolutely correct. You know, so many of these adult programs are, like you said, behind a brick building, or they're really, not in an area that's really desirable to you or me. Right. And your space is in the heart of Culver City Arts District, and I know that your CREWMates, so you have 8 adults with disabilities who are going through your college. Is that correct?
Right. So yeah, we actually sorry to correct you, but we graduated in our first cohort 11 individuals. Okay. One of whom already had an existing opportunity that she's continuing to pursue. So we're very happy for her, and really all it's done and all the feedback we've gotten so far is that she's able to do her job so that much better, which is really exciting. And so yeah, that's kind of the gist of it. But it's really kind of those transferable life skills that we're finding of the conversations of, do I want to live at my parents' house? Am I happy in the group home? Not everyone's happy in their situations, and some people didn't have the self-advocacy tools to really say that.
Right, so you're teaching them how to kind of self-advocate and communicate their needs and wants. And then what are some of the other things that you work on in the curriculum? So it's a 6-month program where they're in a classroom setting and they're going through, tell me a little bit about the skills they learn by going through CREW.
Yeah, I mean, we do a lot of work in the mindfulness space of really, that kind of emotional intelligence and those things that I think in traditional educational systems, whether it's special education or not, they're the things that people don't really think to teach. From, one parent shared with me is like, at some point I had to teach my son the etiquette of being in an elevator. Like, what do? Do you walk and stand right next to the person? And I think what we're doing really transcends a diagnosis and transcends a challenge and really focuses more on what people are able to do. In all of our signage and in all of our materials, the word disabilities, the DIS is crossed out, and we put abilities in green, in bright green, because we're ready. And I think the goal is to work with each individual that comes through our program in those first 6 months to really kind of work through how to be more aware, how to regulate my emotions, how to tell the difference between, and this is, I mean, one of the most brilliant things of the curriculum that our educators have developed is really working with each person to identify in a professional setting, am I most comfortable in the scene, behind the scenes, or out of the scene? So if I'm in the scene, I'm comfortable working with customers, doing something customer service related, or something where I'm really interacting a lot with people. Behind the scenes, I mean, you can kind of get the gist of it, of I'm still kind of there, I'm part of the scene, but still a little bit behind, right? And then out of the scene, I want to be in that cubicle, this is where I'm going to be successful, and this is what I need, and for someone to be able to share that. One of our participants in the first cohort shared, I love numbers. Which some people love numbers. I don't, but some people love numbers, right? They're baffling in my head, but for him, that's a language that he feels comfortable with. And so for him, he's going to be one of our bookkeepers in the organization. We're going to help create a job for him. And our goal at first was we're going to launch businesses and we're going to get out there. And yes, that's the plan. But to do that in a sustainable way, we're really focused on providing each of the participants who are going through, who are now our CREWMates and members of our crew, which I feel blessed to call myself a CREWMate with the individuals that have gone through so far.
And you and I actually saw Temple Grandin speak a couple weeks ago.
Yes,
and she said some really wonderful things, kind of in line with what you were saying, that a lot of people with disabilities have more abilities than dis, and it's really finding what they're good at and accentuating them and putting them in environments where they can succeed in those abilities. Right. So tell us a little bit about what's the state of the union, I guess, like the state of the affairs at this point. What have you seen in terms of what's out there for adults with disabilities who are kind of graduating out of their education programs? Yeah,
I think there are some incredible resources out there. The department, the traditional ones like the Department of Rehab. I think Regional Center has vendored over the years a number of different programs, and I think we'll see some incredible developments with self-determination and kind of with that's out there. I think there are incredible models around the country that we really need to be kind of focused on either not duplicating but collaborating with. You know, you look at the Rising Tide Car Wash in Florida doing some really amazing stuff, and how that, you know, the passion, they're turning passion into paychecks, and I think we are looking to get there as well. There's another Extraordinary Ventures in North Carolina that started with that passion, and it said, we're going to create the jobs. And I think to do that in a sustainable way, we are looking to partner with organizations like that and companies like that. And I think now would actually be there's no better time than right now for a State of the Union. But very excited to start collaborating in a professional way with Love My Provider. So thank you very much
Definitely.
for actually leading the charge and helping create meaningful and sustainable professional opportunities for our CREWMates.
Definitely, we're excited to have them on board.
Thing.
And you know, for those of you who haven't heard of ROSIES before, you are welcome to visit LoveMyProvider.com, search for ROSIES. You can read more about them, visit their website, their phone number is listed on there. You can contact them through Love My Provider, send them an email and ask questions, and we'll be right back with a little bit more information. We're back now with Lee Chernotsky, the Chief Empowerment Officer of ROSIES, and he was just telling us about this training program that he's doing that's really helping adults with disabilities find their abilities and get placed in sustainable jobs. And he's really doing wonderful work in the autism community and special needs community. And you know, Love My Provider loves finding these types of providers that are out there that are really changing the way, the status quo of special needs services. So I'm going to turn it back to Lee. And you know, we're Facebook friends, and I follow you on social media. And you had some really exciting news the other day that I saw, and I wanted you to share that with our audience. I think they'd get a kick out of it.
Oh, thank you. So I come wearing two hats here. One is a proud father of just an incredible young lady, my daughter Lila, who's really driven to help Rosie succeed. And she views every member of our crew. She's around a lot. I love everybody at Rosie's, Daddy. I want to do something to help, because she sees that, you know, we talk about it a lot, and it's part of her life. And she said, Daddy, I want to make a lemonade stand. And I said, Lila, that's a great idea. And she did. And then it got picked up by the Culver City paper. She was actually on the front page of the Culver City paper recently, and it kind of sparked something for my wife and my daughter to really kind of run with. And they have another lemonade stand. They've had friends putting them out, and so please look at it on Facebook. I think it's Lemonade Stands for Rosie's. There's a Facebook page. If you click on the Rosie's page, you'll be able to connect with it as well. And please continue the effort.
Who doesn't love lemonade?
Right, and little kids. And actually,
Right.
This week, if I could share, at the Trader Joe's in Culver City, we'll be doing a lemonade stand to raise awareness and essential funds to really create sustainable opportunities for everyone involved. And please come meet our crew. Yeah.
You heard him. So if you go on Facebook, you too can open a lemonade stand that supports Rosie's. So visit their Facebook page, and maybe you can tell everyone your Facebook page, your website, and kind of how to get in contact with you for more information.
Yes, for sure. Please, you can find us at www.rosiesfoundation.org, and on Facebook, Rosie's Foundation, and the @Rosie's Jobs. I think that covers pretty much everything else, and so
Yep.
we're getting there.
There you go. Thank you so much for coming on the show. We're really excited to have you and excited to work together, and we love what you're doing, and we can't wait to hear more updates and see what happens over the next couple of years.
Awesome. Sarah, thank you very much for really giving a voice for people to advocate for themselves. I think what you're doing with Love My Provider is just unbelievable, so thank you.